That's too much. Sure, is it fine? It's fine. It's fine. Gray-eyed Athena. Why did they call her this? Help me visualize this. Who is Cyprus? Isn't that a location? A country and a mythical figure. Help me visualize Aphrodite. As a marble statue. Nice. What is the story of Aphrodite? Love, pleasure, procreation. Near Cyprus. Focal length thoughts. In street photography, I think there's some misconceptions about focal lengths. Period. Oftentimes we get caught up with which camera to use, comma, which lens to use, comma, and for which situation they are best suited, period. I actually believe that it doesn't matter which focal length you choose for the day, comma, as long as you stick to one and one only, period. Limitations are good. Limitations are good. Set limitations. In order to improve your photography, I believe that it's best to stick to one lens, period. This is a pretty basic approach, comma, but will allow for incremental improvement over the years, period. I think that the more you focus on one focal length, comma, the more you become connected to your camera, period. Treat the camera and the focal length you choose as a connection or an extension of your body and your mind, period. Just think, comma, you're not looking through the viewfinder constantly as you're on the street, scanning the world for compositions, period. You're merely raising the camera to your eye to press the shutter when the moment is in front of you, period. Because of this, comma, the focal length does not really matter at the end of the day, period. What matters is your connection to the camera itself, period. Are you comfortable with using this exact focal length, question mark? I believe this is a much more interesting approach, period, to focus on the connection that you have and the distance you are to the life in front of you, comma, rather than numbers and technicalities, period. When you set a limitation to use only one focal length for a period of time or for a specific day on the street, comma, you will find yourself in a flow state, period. It's important to achieve this state when photographing because you focus on the fleeting moments around you and less about the gear, period. The more you're fumbling with the photo, your settings, or changing a lens, comma, the less photos you will make successfully, period. Set limitations, period. Use one focal length for 1 year, period. You will improve, period. In street photography, I think there's some misconceptions about focal length. Honestly, I think when I'm writing, I shouldn't listen to this Iliad because then I'm not focused on the actual book itself. It's good background inspiration, though, I think. I don't know. Probably best to listen to it on the streets while I'm walking up by the river. In street photography, I think there's some misconceptions about focal length. Oftentimes people get caught up with which camera to use, which lens to use, and for which situation they are best suited. I actually believe that it doesn't matter which focal length you choose for the day, as long as you stick with one and one only. Set limitations. In order to improve your photography, I believe that it's best to stick to one lens. This is a pretty basic approach, but will allow for incremental improvement over the years. I think that the more that you focus on one focal length, the more you become connected to your camera. Treat the camera and the focal length you choose as a connection or an extension of your body and mind. Just think, you're not looking through the viewfinder constantly as you're on the street scanning the world for compositions. You're merely raising the camera to your eye to press the shutter when the moment is in front of you. Because of this, the focal length doesn't really matter at the end of the day. What matters is your connection to the camera itself. Are you comfortable with using this exact focal length? I believe this is a much more interesting approach, to focus on the connection that you have and the distance you are to the life in front of you, rather than the numbers and technicalities. When you set a limitation to use only one focal length for a period of time, or for the specific day on the street, you'll find yourself in a flow state. It's important to achieve this state when photographing, because you focus on the fleeting moments around you and less about the gear. The more you're fumbling with your settings or changing a lens, the less photos you will make successfully. Let's see if I have that video. I think I have that video about flow state. Maybe I can, oh, it's Vimeo. I don't want Vimeo. Maybe I should make a Vimeo. More sources of backups. Flow. How to achieve flow state. Yeah, here we go. Then I just embed this video, make it autoplay and just mute it. No, not autoplay. Don't mute it. Loop it inline. Publish. And there we have a blog post, I guess, for the day. I mean, really quick. Probably should adjust this so there's more space between the video. I always forget to do that. But yeah, I think the point is, like, if some thought comes to mind, like maybe listening to the Iliad is a good way to start the day and just think and like learn about these Greek gods and stuff, like Athena, and visualize them using artificial intelligence, using ChatGPT, also using Procreate to remix photos, ZenBrush to do calligraphy drawings, and then everything can kind of combine. Like I could even throw up this calligraphy drawing that I made today within this blog post if I just upload it. And it's something that I believe spices up blog posts, and it's something fun to do as well in the morning. Just a variety of different sort of things with the iPad you can do, I think is fun. It's nice to write using voice dictation. It's nice to review photos in photo books in the morning. I like using these different photo books that I have like laid out on my table here. Listening to an audiobook, yoga, coffee. Just got this new espresso machine, preparing my food for the day. Something's always wrong when I update these photos without using the media thing. Maybe I should just go back to the media and make sure it uploads. I always have to do it this way. Something always happens. But yeah, basically a good way to do the mornings. It's so annoying when I do it like this. It always freaking messes up. I have to remind myself not to import stuff like that. Okay, I guess it worked. But yeah, basically doing a variety of different things in the morning is good. I like playing with my kendama as well. This cool Japanese toy. And yeah, I don't even need to add that to the blog, but the point is there's a variety of things you can do with images. Oh, and I prepared the lamb leg for the day. I just wanted to open it up and get it ready. I should probably keep this in here. I'll probably put it in around 9. That way from 9 to 5, it'll cook for 8 hours, and then I can eat later on in the day. That way it's something that I time perfectly. I want to time it right so that I don't if I started it now like at 5:30 or whatever time it is, it would be cooked too quickly. I like to have one meal a day, no breakfast, no lunch, only one massive meal at night. Carnivore diet, 100% red meat, beef and lamb. Never felt better, never looked better, etc. Honestly, yeah, let's just do the exercise now. Get my body moving. This is the liquid chalk. It's super nice because it doesn't make my place that dirty. I have this dry chalk as well, but it's kind of a mess. This is a magnet, and it sort of clips onto the squat rack. But yeah, in terms of exercise, I mean, I started with yoga, get my body started. Now I'm just gonna hang from the bar, so I'm just hanging from the pull-up bar right now. Yeah, the idea is grip strength is strength. So the more that you focus on things that work your grip, like the pull-up and the farmer's walk and using the dip bar and these different techniques like the barbell and everything, I think the better, because the stronger the grip, the longer you live. That's the new theory. So I'm just gonna hang from the bar just to get my grip sort of started. Take deep breaths. It's kind of funny, I'm in my pajamas. To be honest, I should just take them off. I'm gonna get hot. I still have the pajamas on. New theory, Colin. Huh. Hey Siri, call in. The stronger your grip. Man, sometimes the voice dictation sucks. They gotta fix this shit. The longer you live. Tell me about grip strength and longevity. Grip strength is often an indicator of overall muscle strength and health. Research has shown there's a significant connection between strength and longevity. Muscle degeneration, blah, blah, blah. Chronic disease, weaker grip, chronic disease, measurements and tracking. Exercise improvements, regular exercise. Yeah, it's just an overall health sort of thing. What's good about ChatGPT is you can really learn and think of it just sort of like as augmented thinking, where the more you think with the device and with the technology, yeah, I think the better. I'm gonna do some pull-ups. Slower. There's something about like when you do the pull-ups, sometimes actually going up really, really, really slow and then going down really, really slowly is good, I think. What is it called when you do pull-ups very slowly? There's some word for it. Tempo pull-ups, slow pull-ups, eccentric phase. So the eccentric phase is when you're going lower. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's what I was doing. Concentric phase, that's when you're pulling. So eccentric down, concentric up, time under tension. And sometimes you can just hold it. And I actually like posting these things because slow pull-ups. Phillips. I like posting these things onto my own blog because then I can go back and just read what I'm thinking about later on in the day for study. I can always just use the app itself and like look at ChatGPT, but to be honest, I like looking at my own blog. It's like everything's a work in progress. Nothing's ever complete. It's all a work in progress. And this is my favorite, the farmer's walk. These are the Nuobells dumbbells. They adjust every 5 pounds, so I can go down to 5 pounds and have just this single dumbbell, super light, all the way up to 80 pounds. I actually find 80 pounds, I mean, it's all I have, so that's what I know, but to be honest with you, it's perfect. Like, it gives you that perfect tension I'm looking for. I don't know, it seems like a great weight to use for farmer's walk. I like doing like a little calf raise to indicate that I've reached the location, and go all throughout the living room. So the point with this is to focus on grip and posture. I believe that it improves your posture, head up, shoulders back. Simple technique, but extremely, extremely, extremely powerful, and something I certainly enjoy doing. So anything I love to do, I'll pretty much do every day. The deadlift, however, is something I don't really use as often, but when I do deadlift, you know, what I find is I have to bend down so low, and I'm a little bit taller, and I always find it to be a little bit more frustrating. So maybe, I mean, I could try a new technique and rack it on the barbell, but, or on the squat rack, but I'm just gonna do it regularly because today I'm not gonna experiment. But yeah, it's good to do like a 1 rep of a deadlift too. I'm mostly focused on longevity and like doing things that I can do every day, and like having a home gym, taking my own time, sometimes doing multiple lift sessions per day, depending on how I feel. But yeah, usually my energy increases the more I exercise. So sometimes if I'm feeling tired, I'll just start to do pull-ups and shit, and it gets me back up and going towards the end of the day. And yeah, I have the Vibram 5-finger ELX shoes, really nice. Yeah, the pajama sash. I like to do a sort of sumo style deadlift where I spread my legs out like this and do an under over grip, sort of reverse grip. I'm not sure what the grip is called. I'll learn as we go. I don't even, oh, under over, whatever. And what I'll do is each day now I'll add weight incrementally, and because I haven't deadlifted in 2 weeks, that'll just get me back into the habit by leaving this out and not putting it away. Like I'll just keep this here. When I do my farmer's walk, I can maneuver around it or whatever tomorrow. It's kind of like the beauty of having the home gym. I can just leave it out, which is nice. So yeah, now I'll do some push-ups and get on with the day.